In this video, I'm going to show you how to customize your navigation bar so you're only seeing the tabs and records that are relevant to you in the order you prefer. So you're either going to have your tabs at the top like this if you are in the Sales app. If you're using the Sales Console app, it may be that your tabs and navigation are here with the drop-down menu below Accounts. So it will either be one of these two layouts most likely, and this is determined by your Salesforce administrator. Your Salesforce administrator also determines which tabs are available here in the navigation bar and the order in which they're in. And they can decide if the users can customize the order and add additional navigation items. So hopefully your Salesforce admin, or you if you are the Salesforce admin, have turned this on to give your users a little more flexibility. Okay, so to edit the navigation bar, you click the pencil icon right here. Oh, and it tells me personalize your nav bar. Great. So I click on that. These are the existing navigation items, and these are the items that your Salesforce admin has added to this app. You can't remove these items, but you can add additional ones or change the order. So I'm going to move my reports navigation item right here after leads because I go to that a lot. I don't really use campaigns, so I'm going to move that further down here. So I'm just dragging, I'm clicking on the hamburger menu and then just dragging things, holding down the mouse to a new place. Okay, so I click save, and now my navigation bar has been updated. Reports is here. The ones that are at the end of the list are here under more because you only have so much space on your screen. Now, if you're using this layout, again, you would click edit. This one doesn't have that tooltip though, but you'd click edit and you're taken to that same screen, and here I can move items around as well. If you want to just reset it back to how it was, I can click reset navigation to default. I always have that option to come in here and do that. Okay, so we've looked at how to rearrange items and reset things to the default, but what about adding items? So I'll click the pencil icon again, and now I'll choose add more items. So first I want to go to this all. So these are all of the objects and records that you have access to. And so any of these can be added to the navigation bar. So for example, maybe we are using a credit card application and I want to add this to my navigation menu. So I click the plus button, and then I can also choose to add the orders tab to my navigation menu. So I've added those two items. They are added at the bottom here, and I can put them in a different order. Notice that when I place it between two items, then there's a gap there. So once there's a gap, you can drop it in. I'll click save. And now my navigation menu has these two additional items. So I'm really kind of customizing this dashboard for my use. The other kind of item you can add to a navigation menu are your favorites. So in another video, I talk about how to use favorites, but you can use favorites for a particular record that you often visit. Like this record, I click star and it's a favorite. You can also use it if you have a particular table view you like. If it's not the table view that's pinned, but a table view that you often go to, you can favorite it as well. So you can favorite records, reports, or certain views. So now if I want to add actually this table view to my navigation menu, I can do that. I actually only recently learned about this, so I think it's a relatively new feature. So I click add more items, but now instead of all, I'll go to favorites. There's my favorites. And now here's a report that I use almost every day, and I actually want that to be a navigation item. So I click plus, and again, I can change where it is. Okay, and now that report is actually a tab in my navigation. Pretty cool, right? One more thing is for these records that you've added from your favorite, you'll see a pencil icon because you can actually change the title of that. Maybe the report has a certain name, but you want it to be called something different in your navigation bar. Maybe that's just so you can save some space or just so you can give it a meaningful name. So I could call this Susan's Screen Flows. So I can only change the names on records that I have in my favorites. So I click save, and now that has a new title. So I definitely recommend going in, looking at your navigation items, and then as you start using Salesforce, you'll know which options you like to go to the most. So you'll know which ones are the most important to have at the top, which ones can be moved to the bottom, and then you can always add more items. So I kind of think a rule of thumb is if you notice yourself opening the same record or report or screen more than a few times a day, maybe that's something that should go in your navigation. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you learned something new. Please click subscribe at the bottom, like my video, leave a comment. I will write you back. Thank you.